What's going on YouTube? Bryce94 here, bringing you another miniature painting video, and the time is now. We have my Volstagg mini, and I have finally decided I am ready to paint my character in D&D. Let me get Volstagg pulled up here. Sorry, still sick. If you can't tell. Yeah, so here we have Volstagg in all of his gray primed glory. This is a 3D printed mini. However, I did not print this. It is Hero Forge, designed by myself, as all the others have been, but I bought this before I had a 3D printer, so I bought this from Hero Forge themselves. So that is the thing that they do. I don't know if I've ever said that. Not only can you buy the STL files that you make, you can actually get them printed and sent you. And give me 1 second. And voila! This is OG Volstagg in the colors from Hero Forge. This is a 3D printed color miniature. I believe this is done in filament, just from the way it feels, and the lines going up the cape. Unlike this, which is resin. But very cool. I broke the handle off the sword, unfortunately. So I will have like a side-by-side comparison to see which one I like more. This one I will be painting with a little bit different color scheme. I mean, similar, but obviously they're not going to match. But let's talk about those colors, shall we? So, the majority of Volstagg is going to be Dungeonstone. It's a nice dark gray. So that is his shirt, his collar, his cape, and his... not that part of his pants. I think that's it, actually, just his shirt and cape. Now I think about it. Then I'm going to jump to OTU Brown, which is one of my favorite browns. And that's just going to be his pants and his little sack here. Then finally, the last, basically, prime I've got is Reaper Woodstain Brown, because it is one of the darkest browns I have. And that will be his like, skirt thing. I don't actually know what those are called. But yeah, the skirt thing, as well as the cuffs of his shirt. And some of the other details within his shirt there. Finally, sorry, I'm going to do his shield, which I have shield brown. I'm going to mix it with a little bit of rust monster to get kind of like an orangey wood, because that is the color of shield that I have for him. It's I don't know what the actual color is, but it's an orangey color. Then we'll move on to Vallejo Dead White, just for his belt and his fur all over him. Next, I will do his skin tone, which he's a pale green, but not this pale. He's also not that bright. So I found mixing these two, I think 2-to-1 grung to zombie flesh, gives me a great kind of pale green orc skin color that I'll be using. Then we'll be using Army Painter Bright Gold for the golden hilt and pummel of his sword, as well as the gold on his belt buckle. Then I have plate mail metal here, which is a nice dark silver that I'll be using for the blade, as well as the metal across his shield. And finally, I'm just going to run some dirt splatter in his hair with some shadow wash to give him the very dark black hair that he has. Then for Schiller. Schiller is going to be painted zombie flesh, then driftwood brown, and then shield brown, just like a layer at a time, just to build up his colors, because he is kind of multicolored. He's a paler green than Volstagg with a brown shell, but he has a light brown. Ooh, I just punched the mic. I'm so sorry about that. A light brown, like, I don't know, the ring around their shell. So we'll do that. And then I have some Gravelord Gray here to do the stonework, as well as here it is. Military shader to go over that to give kind of a green mossy look to the stone once it's done. And then I will probably take the Volstagg's flesh color and do the ring, as I've given everybody else, you know, a ring of color close to them. The red from Skull's Fire, the crimson color of Sakato's wardrobe, and the metallic cover of Alan's jewels. So I am going to get to painting now. See you afterwards.
Welcome back, everybody. Before I show off Volstagg in his finished form, which I am just so thrilled with, make sure you've hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment to let me know how I'm doing, and subscribe if you're not already, because how else are you going to know when this video goes up and future videos? So, let's get to Volstagg. So, for those of you who don't know and missed it in the beginning, Volstagg is my D&D character that I play in the Devil Advantage campaign. Link to the YouTube channel is down in the description. It's also a podcast. So over the last month, I have been painting each member of the Lightbreakers, which is the group. I started off with Scald. He is our Fire Genasi cleric, played by Datsunami. Then I painted Quellen, the Red Wolf companion of Sakado, who I will get to here in a second. Sakado, the Wood Elf Soul Knife Rogue. Definitely one of the best ones I painted. Just love how he turned out. Played by Blazing Torchic. The newest member of the Lightbreakers, the Dwarf Paladin, Oath of Redemption, played by Sam. Link in the description as well to some of their music they make. One of the most fun I've had painting, just because of the orange and trying to get it to look as he is aging, as you can see there. And then finally, Volstagg the Forgotten, the Half-Orc Druid, played by myself. Now, this is not the model I painted. This is obviously the model I painted, but this was my first printed 3D mini. So I just kind of wanted to, well, first mini I think I ever purchased. But I just wanted to show that off. So, let's look at Volstagg. And I gotta say, I'm very happy with it. Just gonna do a nice little slow spin here. So that way you can see that there is some, color variation in the cape. I'm very happy with. One thing I am realizing, I forgot to paint the teeth. And I completely spaced that out. So I will go ahead and let's do that super quickly, live on camera. I've got my trusty dandy. Oh, that should be plenty to these teeth. Yes, now you guys can see my focus. Actually, I think I might have painted his teeth. Or attempted to. But they didn't really turn out. There. Now he's got some teeth. Fantastic. This is my handy dandy little tiny brush. I used to do a lot of eyes and itty bitty detail work like that. It was a 20-0 and I love it. Next time I go to Hobby Lobby, I'm actually going to buy like 5 more because this is like the 3rd one I've had and it's on its last leg. I also have this one, which is a 10-0 round that I enjoy. So, Volstagg. Here's the 3D printed one in colors with
much more muted colors than what I actually wanted, like the sword and stuff, but that's just because that's how that 3D printer works. But the actual model, my model, the one I created, I love it so much. Yeah, I got the light on. I was like, I love how my little sheller turned out. He's got his color variation in the shell and his green. You see the boots. I got the pants. He's got his little bag of holding there. Now for those of you who know about Double Advantage, my sword is not actually silver currently in the campaign. But because this is based on basically first player's Volstagg, I went with his classic scimitar. One thing I hate is the cape. These lines right here, those are some like heavy print lines. Oh, I'm noticing I got some gray touching up to do. Look at this, you guys get to see all sorts of stuff because I should have. Was it dried already? Ooh, wow. How did I miss that? It's like right in the shadow, that's why. There we go. That'll fix that problem. Anyway, you can see the layer lines right there, and that's... So this isn't actually a 3D printed model I printed. I think I said it before. It's from Hero Forge, and it's a lovely model. But the cape does have some layer lines, and I think had I printed it myself, it might not have those layer lines. I don't know. Owie didn't have any layer lines. Sakado didn't, so maybe I can print a little better. But still a very high quality model. And I was so thrilled and happy with it because when I first got it, I never thought I would actually embark on this whole journey that I have embarked on. And it feels really nice to kind of, not really close out the year, but close enough to closing out the year with the light breakers on this, what's been about a year journey of miniature painting. Over a year now, when this comes out. So yeah, it's kind of fun to reflect on it. Thank you to everybody who has watched and supported the channel over this crazy last year and a half now. I thank you so much. And before I get any chummier, this is where I'm going to wrap this one up. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will have a nice little group shot at the end here of all the characters, so that way you can see them all. But until next time, everybody. Peace.